I'm Allyson Boate, and I hate 12-hour clocks.
Welcome to Grumble Goat. My name is Matt Labodka, and this is a show about all the small things that drive me insane. Let's grumble.
If I were to ask you how many hours are in a day, what would you say? Would you say 12? No, you would say 24. So why on earth do we have clocks from 1 to 12 and then 1 to 12 again? How many times have you set an alarm for 7 a.m. and it's actually been set for 7 p.m. and then you sleep through and you miss your meeting or your birthday party or something? Why on earth we can easily have clocks that go from 1 to 24? Can you imagine what would have happened to Cinderella if her fairy godmother had said, you have until the stroke of 12, and she thought that meant 12 noon? If Harry met Sally on the Empire State Building at 6 and he showed up at 6 a.m. and she had already thrown herself off at 6 p.m., we leave too much room. There's too much ambiguity. Ambiguity? I am so furious I can't even say the word. It is too ambiguous. You know who uses the 24-hour clock system? Medical doctors, forensics, the Marines. And yet somehow we civilians, we who don't have patients' lives in our hands, we decide that it's too hard for us. You have to be able to count up to 24 before you can graduate second grade. And yet AM or PM, one letter difference. Have you tried to look at a bus timetable? I don't actually ride the bus that often, but it is impossible to read. And let's talk about syllables. Oh, what? Because 2304 is more than 1104? Oh, wait, it's not. Except you have to add the PM. We are leaving room for there to be ambiguous disagreements. Why do we let it be so vague? Do you know how the 12-hour clock system came about? From ancient Egypt, when we used sundials during the day and the moon's reflection in water at night. Well, guess what? I don't need to track the moon in the water. I might not live next to water. So why are we still using this outdated clock system? Can we not count up to 24? My name is Allyson Boate, and I hate the 12-hour clock, and that's the grumble.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
What?
Grumble, 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 grumble. What's got your goat?
For the latter half of the show, we'll bring in my better half, Veronique, for an unpretentious look and a segment we call
What's got your goat? Hello, everybody.
Hey, Veronique, how you doing tonight?
You know what, Matt? I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm good. I just had a fantastic meal.
We have a guest grumbler.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yes, she was knocking at the door, and we had to let her in.
I was actually knocking at the wrong door. And then you guys just opened up. So
That's
I
true,
went into
yeah.
this door instead.
We let
It
a
was a free
stray
meal.
into our house.
Yeah, got
Yeah.
a free meal there.
You know, you get sick and tired of seeing each other during COVID. You need a stranger to come by.
Yeah.
Eat your food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Use your toilet.
Yes,
Yeah.
and how was that?
About halfway through COVID, we were just screaming out the window, hey, you want to come up?
Isn't that how Matt originally actually moved in?
Did you want to say our guest's name?
We have Allyson Boate as a guest grumbler today.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
so excited to have Allyson. She has been a religious follower of the podcast.
She has been
I
listening.
have. I have been listening to it the whole time I've known the two of you.
Which wasn't really ever,
Yeah,
right?
not
Until
really
we
ever.
did code names.
You thought you knew us because you listened to our episode.
Well, that's the beautiful part. I had met you once online,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
know everything about you from the podcast. Like, I know if Matt comes back from the bathroom and mentions the artwork,
Uh-oh.
what's been going on there.
Yeah.
It is funny, though, that I didn't meet the two of you until yesterday.
No,
That's
it's
right.
wild.
You were like, oh, we have never actually physically been in the same space. And that was alarming to me.
Was it?
Yes, because I was like, oh, you're right.
It's weird to me because so many people in this world that I have met, I have no recollection of. And then yesterday we meet and you're like, nice to finally meet you. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I know you so well.
I know. I thought,
Never actually met.
Well, I'm impressed that you guys remembered me.
Oh,
since
sure.
we had such an early morning soccer game.
Oh.
that was an early morning of the
That was an
soccer
early
game.
morning. We are not early morning.
We
people.
aren't.
We had our
However-
own grumbles on the train to New Jersey.
Did you?
Yeah.
No.
So when you were told that there was a soccer game at 8 o'clock, did you agree to go to it before finding out it was 8 o'clock a.m.?
Well, when I found out it was 2 months away, I was eager to agree to it.
Yes. It was really fun. We came up with a chant.
Yeah, there were chants.
I love
cheering.
the chant.
We had some donuts.
It was a lot of early morning standing in the rain
A
and
lot
the
of
cold.
early morning.
We're not morning
But you-
people,
you
but
said
I also feel like that I should tell everyone what our chant was. Our chant was, say your pronouns.
He/they,
Teamsters, yay!
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we met for the first time yesterday.
Yes, we officially met for the first time yesterday.
And you guys made it out to New Jersey
We
yes.
early in the morning.
We did.
did. Now
It was
that's
an
the Garden
accomplishment.
State.
That is the Garden
It
State.
is the Garden State, and it really is because when we were walking by those hedges, I said, "Oh, isn't it so nice to smell the earth?"
She did say that. And I was like, no, we're in the bad part of New Jersey.
And tell us more about the bad part of New Jersey, man.
Sure. Well, New Jersey is often referred to as the armpit of the United States.
That's what I hear.
And for good reason. And
But
it's not
not
because
really.
the state at large is ugly. The state at
No.
large is very pretty.
It's very beautiful. It's the Garden State,
but the city known as New Jersey is
The city known as New Jersey.
like
Yeah.
Jersey City.
Jersey City
uh-huh.
is
what?
it's a haven of filth.
Dirty, dirty places.
Yeah. It's where factories went to get out of the regulation of New York City.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, and did you know it's also where your guest Grumbler lives?
So tell us what it's like to live in the cesspool, the third world of Jersey City across the river.
Well, I can find street parking.
Yeah.
There are many gardens.
Yes.
You mentioned something earlier. You were looking at apartments and one had something, I think you pronounced it backyard?
A backyard.
Ooh,
What is
what's
that? Tell us what that
That is a little plot of land that is attached to your apartment.
It's attached.
It's attached.
Like you can open the door and it's there.
You could have a dog
oh my God.
and not have to go down any stairs for it to use the bathroom.
No stairs.
No.
Oh,
So the
no.
backyard is for the bathroom, you said?
Fun fact, there's apartments in Jersey City, get this, that have their own washer and dryer.
Oh, I love that.
So you can keep your jar of quarters right next to your own washer and dryer.
No, you don't even need your own quarters. But I have to say, dishwasher or not, you two have a very lovely home.
Thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much.
you.
Beautiful
That's
apartment.
sweet of you to say.
You guys have several clocks in your apartment.
We have clocks.
They're beautiful clocks.
Yes, I
Do
like
you-
to know what time it is.
Do you actually use the clocks to tell the time, or do you use your phone?
I personally
Yeah.
use the clocks to tell the time in the apartment. That's why there's a clock in every room except the living room.
Is there one in the bedroom?
I have an actual classic alarm clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I'm ADD and I get distracted. I love putzing and then I get very invested in the things that I'm doing when I'm doing something. I like to see what time it is.
She's always behind whatever time she wanted. So she's like, oh, it's already 6:30. Like it's only a shock value for her.
Beautiful. I love that. How are you at setting alarms?
I
She
set a
loves
lot.
to set alarms for 6 a.m. and then 6:30 a.m. and then 7 a.m.
Yes.
And then I wake her up at 11 a.m.
Yes. So I like to set at least like 3 alarms when I have to get up because I'm super nervous that I'm not actually going to get up.
Have you ever meant to set an alarm for 6 a.m. and you accidentally set it for 6 p.m.?
No, never. Haven't done that.
Really?
'Cause I'm so paranoid about it.
It's a big fear, though. A lot of people do that, right?
Allyson, what time do you wake up in the morning?
When I am prodded awake.
Oh, it's a prodding.
Okay.
Have definitely fallen for the meaning to set an alarm for 6 a.m. and I set it for 6 p.m.
Now, are you saying you're often late to things?
Oh, yeah, I'm always late.
Oh, we couldn't help but notice because we had an appointment tonight.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. We did have an appointment tonight. I was crossing state lines, a
Yeah, you
river.
were crossing state lines.
See, I live in the, what did you call it? The armpit of America. And I drove to Manhattan, which apparently is so glorious that there's no street parking.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, we do that by design.
No, I'm a great swimmer, so I just drove the car into the
you
river.
put it,
And,
you parked it back in the swampland and then just swam.
have you made that mistake? The alarm, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes, I have made that mistake before.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you feel like there is an easy solution that could be used?
Well, okay, my current alarm clock.
Yeah.
To set the alarm, it only has a time plus or minus button. So there's not an AM, PM
That
button.
you have to press the button and then you see it literally go through the entire clock.
But it will say like 9 p.m.
No, it doesn't use numbers like 23.
Oh, why not?
Because I'm not in the military.
I don't know about that military time. That's very confusing.
Oh, you mean Zulu, the international time that is used in most countries in the world?
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Do we got one of these robots in our presence?
Oh, ha ha ha.
Like, oh, it's afternoon. It must be 14:32.
Wait a minute. What's happening here? Are you in
The 24-hour clock in some way or form in every other country
It is.
except for the United States.
When I went overseas for the first time, they have the 24-hour clock over there, and I had no idea how to tell the time once it got past 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, and then my roommate at the time said, oh, you just have to minus 12 from everything, and that didn't make sense to me. So I just guess when it passed.
Oh, you just guessed.
Yes.
Yes.
How'd that work out for you?
It didn't work out very well.
So if I was to ask you how many hours are there in a day, you would say 12?
The hours that I am awake, yes.
You know, that's fair.
But yes, I would say there is 24 hours in a
Now,
day.
hold on.
Yes.
If numbers can mean whatever we want them to be, then why stop at 24 hours? Why not have a 100-hour clock?
Oh, so you just want to rework the whole clock?
Oh, that's too confusing.
Well, but that's what you want to do.
No. I want to use the 24-hour clock system. It makes sense.
You're from Canada.
So then we would need it.
So you use a Power 10 system in every other measurement. We work on the imperial system. So
Imperial.
12 inches makes sense to us. 12 inches, 12 hours, we got it. Foot, half day, got it.
It's so funny that you
other
are
thing
trying
people have problems with is the kilometers.
kilometers.
Thank you.
Yes, the kilo.
That's
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Kilo. It is spelled kilometers.
Now, in American, that's what, 3 inches?
In America, that's a supersize.
I've never had a problem telling the difference. Just looking out the window, I can tell the difference between 1 a.m. and 1
I
p.m.
used to do that when I was a kid. I would wake up and I would look at the sky and it was this light blue and I would say, what time is it? And I would wish to what time it was and I would check. And I'm still pretty good at it.
Your wishes
By looking at the sky.
and you're checking the clock were pretty accurate.
Yes, I just said, like, I think it's this time.
I mean, it's possible that
That's
you have a very
impressive.
Wonder Woman wish granting situation.
no.
And the only thing you ever wished for was,
No.
I wish it's 2:15.
No, I wish it to go away. I wish it to go away.
No, wait, it to go away.
No more wishes.
I mean, why did we even start by putting the hour afternoon being 1?
Oh,
why do
that's
you?
a good
Why do, I don't know.
question.
Why do you think?
How did that?
Oh, I understand 13. Okay, I get it. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I get it. Okay, I'm ready. What were you saying?
Why? Because right in the middle of the day, right when the sun's at its highest point, we're like, 1.
I don't know.
Why wasn't 1 o'clock when the sun comes up?
Oh my God! That's a brilliant idea.
Well, because when the
One.
sun comes up is different.
And it takes
Oh, I
time.
see what you mean.
When they first assigned numbers based on where the shadow is.
On the sundial.
Yeah.
Oh
when
my
they first
gosh,
put numbers
no,
out, why
no,
weren't they like,
no.
hey, when the shadow first shows up, that's 1?
No, that won't work. We need to talk about where everyone else is on the planet. Mm-hmm. Well, somewhere else that it's closer to the horizon, it's already been 1 o'clock.
And what if
How do you get closer to the horizon?
Because everyone will be operating on a different time clock. And you'll say, what time is it? And they'll say, oh, according to when I woke up today, it is 3 o'clock.
Whoa. If we're doing it according to when we wake up,
Yeah.
Well,
Then noon is when some of us would start our clock.
you would start my day. I would start my day at 1.
yeah.
All the time. But people were all over the globe. So they couldn't decide.
As opposed to now.
Yeah, they
You're
couldn't
right.
decide.
Everybody was on the cell phone being like, okay, tell
No,
us
they
when the
had
sun
no
comes up,
cell
we'll call it
phones.
1. And then one person shouted, it's 1 now. And somebody else was like, no, it's complete darkness. I don't know what he's
Yeah,
talking about.
exactly. That's what I was saying. So they couldn't account it. And no, there was no cell phones then.
Are you sure?
We needed a long string. That would have been the cell phone. It's like
We just
map
had-
the earth with a string.
We just had like some conch shells, a little.
Oh my gosh! Yes, we
String.
communicated through that.
Yeah.
You know, well, like
A big
Lewis
string.
and Clark.
You're
Lewis
talking-
and Clark like went around and like did the mountains and
They did the mountains. They
all
did the
that job
streams.
in the streams.
Yeah.
What if
Pocahontas,
they?
all that jazz.
What if they? Like,
Sacagawea. Right.
Pocahontas was John's
Sacagawea. Right. She was the 12-year-old with John.
different time.
so what if Lewis and Clark had a string?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how they found their way home.
Oh, you're talking about the Hansel and Gretel theory of...
Cartography.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you meant like in lieu of a cell phone, they just had a really long string with 2 cans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then President Jefferson kept being like, are you closer to the horizon yet? They kept being like, no, the horizon looks just as far away as it did before. And they kept going west, looking for that horizon.
These are hypotheticals.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but I took Latin and
A couple of times.
This is the first time in the recording you've
Grumble.
mentioned it.
Oh, then we're
But
gonna
it's
have to
the
start
6th time tonight you've mentioned it. We had a brief dinner before we started recording.
brief. We had a very lovely
You said
day.
it, girl.
I'm a very slow eater. It's because
Yeah, it was nearly 23 p.m. by the time you finished eating.
well, it's funny. I do this thing. Maybe it's a Canadian thing, but I don't talk with my mouth full.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, you seem to take an opposing view on that.
I do. I have some food in my mouth right now. I only speak with something in my mouth. Yeah, whether it's a piece of lettuce in my teeth
Or your foot.
or my foot.
This has been an episode of Grumble Goat.
Thanks for listening.
I'm Matt Labodka.
I'm Veronique Hurley. Please subscribe.
I hate when people say please subscribe.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
America, that's a supersize.